Hey everybody, welcome back to Swiftlessons for another blues song tutorial. In today's session, we're going to be learning one of the most important standards within the blues genre, and that is key to the highway. We're going to start this lesson by learning an instrumental section, which is going to be kind of a composite of many of the sounds that you're likely to hear in popular versions. From there, I'm going to break down a few different approaches for playing the verse, and then finally a complete guitar solo over those 1-5-4 changes. And today I have the privilege of jamming on this beautiful Builder's Edition 324 CE by Taylor. This is the newest guitar to my collection, and I am quickly falling in love with it. I got it all set up, and I slapped on some long-lasting, super well-rounded Elixir 1253s. Now, I'm very partial to Phosphore bronze strings. I think they sound great for blues. They just have a little bit more snap to them and an overall better tone, so I highly recommend these things. You can find the link for this guitar and also this pack of strings down in the description. Now, let's get started with a full demonstration of the tune. I'm going to play through it, then break it all down for you step by step. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got the key to the highway, bid out and bound to gone. I'm gonna leave here running, 'cause walking's most too slow. I'm going back to the border, but drove a good man from his home. Oh, when the moon peaks over mountains, I'll be on my way, gonna roam this old highway until the break of day. Let's jam. So give me one more kiss, darling, just before I go. 'Cause when I leave this time, I won't be back no more. I got the key to the highway, built out and bound to go. I'm gonna leave here running, 'cause walking's much too slow. Let's break that down. Okay, a close look at the fretboard, getting started with our instrumental intro. We're in standard tuning, the key of A major. Here we're going to be taking that basic 1-5-4 progression, or A7, E7, D dominant 7, and adding in some very cool classic melodic embellishments. All right, we're going to start off playing a turnaround. Okay, that's a great way to kick off a blues song. Looks and sounds like this. Okay, so right there, I'm starting off hitting the bass note twice, A. Then I'm gonna grab frets 5 and 5 of the D and high E strings. Now check it out, we're just gonna descend on the D string down to fret number 2. All right, and we're gonna alternate between the strings. All right, so that was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now into the next measure, we're playing. All right, moving into that E dominant 7 chord shape. All right, I'm playing. All right, classic little cross picking thing there. I hit the bass note. Next, the G string, hammering. High E string, grabbing it with my ring finger, hybrid picking. All right, so far you have. Now back to the bass note. And then you can start strumming through the chord. So 1 and 2 and 3. All right, add in a few more strums. Up, down, up is a great way to finish that measure. You put all that together and we have a classic turnaround in the key of A, but it's actually very movable. We can play this in every single key up and down the fretboard. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, now that's gonna get us into this instrumental verse section with all these cool melodic embellishments. Line number 1 of this verse sounds like this. Okay, throwing in some diminished action there at the end. Okay, so I had an A7 chord shape. Measure 1 looks like this. I hit the bass note, then an upstroke on the middle strings. Then I'm just playing. Reaching my pinky out to fret number 5. It's a big stretch. I'm playing a downstroke, taking the pinky away, and finishing up the measure with that up, down, up. Bass, up, down, up. Now I need to go to the 5 chord, E dominant 7, but I can simply take this A7 chord up to the 9th fret position. All right, it's gonna be a little piece of an E7 chord, and it's A shape, but I can find the root note on the low E string and play. Okay, so I hit the root note, again an upstroke on the middle strings, then I'm alternating fret 10 up to 12 on the high E string. Okay, so we had that little melody in there. All right, we're just adding in the triad. Okay, you put those 2 measures together and we have. All right, and I like to slide up to that E7 chord shape. All right, now we're going to the 4 chord D7, where we're gonna make it nice and simple. Down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, up, diminished, and then up a minor 3rd. Okay, so right there, I have the D7 chord shape. I'm doing that down, up, then relaxing my fret in hand and driving my palm, then my pick into the muted strings for that percussive effect. Down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, up. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So there at the end, I'm playing a D sharp diminished 7 chord. Frets 1, 2, 1, 2, D string to high A. The cool thing about diminished chord shapes is you can move them up the fretboard by minor 3rds. It's gonna be the same exact notes, but they're just gonna be in a different order. All right, so that's a really cool trick that you can always employ whenever you're throwing in that diminished chord up a half step from the 4 chord. Okay, you put all that together and we have line number 1. E7. D7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, diminished. Okay, from there, we're on to line 2 of this instrumental section where we're gonna play. And then into the verse section we go. Okay, so right here, we're doing a cool little fill over the 1 chord A. All right, so I hit the bass note, an upstroke. Then I'm gonna roll up. 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, with a little hammer on there. Kind of a variation to a basic shuffle. All right, then we're back to the E7 chord shape where we're going to throw in that little cross picking pattern that we've already learned from our intro turnaround. And from there, we can throw in the same exact turnaround that we started with. Before jumping into the verse. Okay, put all that together and we have a very cool, but pretty simple, very approachable instrumental version of our verse section. Should sound like this. 1, 2, 3 from the turnaround. And A, E, D7, chaka down, chaka, 1 and 2, and diminished. A, E, and turn around. All right, and just like that, we have an instrumental verse, something that's fun to play, but also very approachable because we're recycling a lot of the same techniques throughout. That's something exciting to get us into the verse section. Okay, very good everybody. Now you have a bunch of the vocabulary that you're likely to hear in popular versions of this tune. Now let's jump into learning a few different methods for jamming through the verse sections, so that way you're able to perform this as a vocalist as well. Let's get the basic chord progression down first. We're gonna have the 1 chord A7 for a measure. 1 and 2, 3, 4 to the 5 chord E7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 measures on the D7 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Optional diminished passing chord. Back to the 1 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. E7. And a turnaround. You can play this using chords A to D, A to E, or you can replace that section with the turnaround of your choosing. Okay, now my strumming pattern is pretty simple. I'm just playing bass, up, down, up, bass, up, down, up. Being sure to adjust my bass note for whatever chord I'm playing. All right, so for the A7 chord, A up, down, up, A up, down, up, E7, E string. The D7 chord, D up, down, up, D up, down, D up, down, up. All right, and again, that diminished chord is totally optional. All right, then we're back to the 1 chord. I'm gonna leave here running, 'cause walking's much too slow. All right, that's a great way of playing through this verse, but there's tons of other options. So we can also play it like this, an A shuffle, an E shuffle, D shuffle, maybe extending it, A shuffle, to the E, and we can shuffle through the turnaround as well. A, 2, and D, 2, A, and 2, and E, and 2, and just like that. Okay, so a quick breakdown of that technique. We're just going back and forth. All right, if we're playing over the A chord, I'm gonna drone with the open A string, and then I'm gonna go back and forth between frets 2 and 4 of the D string. I'm gonna put my palm right over here on the saddle, so that way I can palm mute that. It just makes it sound a little bit more earthy, a little bit more authentic. Now, if you want to play over the E chord, move the whole operation up to the ceiling 1 string. 1, 2, 3, 4. All All right, then for the 4-chord D, just go down to the floor 2 strings. All right, now my index finger is on the G string 2nd fret, and I'm droning with the open D string. Your drone note always matches the name of the chord. I can play 2, 2, 4, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4. That's a nice little extension. All right, little upstrokes in between sound nice. All right, for the shuffle version of this verse section. Okay, now there's one last method that you should really learn. You should be able to play this tune using bar chord shapes as well. That's going to give you the flexibility of being able to play it across the fretboard and also in all 12 keys. So if we're playing in the key of A, we could use these chord shapes here. A7, E7 played with the C shape, and we could take that down a full step. For the D7 chord shape, then we could also play these chords as ninths. Here's a D9 and an E9. All right, apply our exact same structure. I got the key to the highway. I'm booked and bound to go. I'm gonna leave here running, 'cause walking's much too slow. All right, and I'm applying that exact same strumming pattern that I played over my D7 chord earlier. Down, up, slap, up, down, up, slap, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, E7. And let's throw in a turnaround. Okay, if you can use all 3 of those methods to play through these verses, then you're ready to learn my guitar solo. Okay, beautifully done everybody. So far you've learned that classic turnaround, the instrumental verse, and 3 different methods for jamming through the verse sections. Now let's get down a basic guitar solo that's going to be extra useful for you because you don't need a backing band to make it sound good. We're going to be utilizing open strings and very specific licks to imply the chords and also make this solo sound more robust. Once again, it's going to look and sound like this. We have A, E, D, diminished, A, E, and turn around. Okay, so lick number 1, over the 1 chord A7, I played. Okay, so we're utilizing some harmony there. I slid up to the major harmony, frets 5 and 6 after striking my root note. Then we're just gonna play. All right, so I had 7 and 7, double pluck, move it up a half step, and then once again to the 9th fret before playing E, G, E. All right, then onto the E7 chord. We're just going to recycle what we learned in our instrumental verse. All right, now something spicy for the 4-chord D7. We have 2 measures of this, so we can get a little bit more ambitious. All right, so that first lick, I'm picturing the D major pentatonic scale. All right, I'm gonna start off striking the open D string, then slide up to fret number 9 of the A string. I played 9, 7, 9, 7. Next, I'm going to play. I slid up to fret number 10, then 7, 9, 7, all on the D string. That's a nice major lick. Then I'm going to imagine coming out of this D9 chord shape, I might have a diminished passing chord over which I can play. All right, that was 5, 6, 4, 7, 5, slide down a half step before 7, 4, 7, extra syncopated. You put those two licks together over D9 and D sharp diminished, and we have. All right, then we're back to the 1 chord A7. Let's recycle what we just learned. All right, then one more lick over the E chord or E7, we could play. All right, so classic stuff there. The open E string, hammer onto the major third, open B, double stop 2 and 2, back to 1 and 0. Then you can fret yourself an E major chord and play up, down, up. So, before recycling our turnaround once again. Okay, you put all that together and we have a classic solo for you to perform. 1, 2, 3, 4, and A. Just like that, everybody. If you have all those elements down, then you're ready to perform. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for checking out this classic blues song with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and be sure to tell me what song you'd like to learn next. I want to thank my patrons for making all these lessons possible. I hope you're enjoying those extra resources. And friends, if you need some extra guidance, you can head to patreon.com/Swiftlessons to download today's PDF study guide and my Guitar Pro. Until next time, this is Rob coming at you from the Jersey Shore saying happy picking.